advocacy, be it for protection of rights or strengthening of institutions, particularly the judiciary. During the last 1 year of my tenure as Chief Justice of India, I have been highlighting various issues affecting our legal system in India. The biggest issue affecting all institutions nowadays, including the judiciary, is ensuring sustained faith in the eyes of the public. The judiciary is vested with immense constitutional responsibility of maintaining the rule of law and checking executive and legislative excesses. We have the duty of upholding and enforcing the constitutional values. It is no doubt a heavy burden, but it is one that we have gladly chosen on the day we took our constitutional oath. This is the reason why strengthening judicial institutions has been my top priority. Strengthening the judiciary is imperative for democracy sustained on the rule of law. Dispensing justice is not only a constitutional duty but also a social one. Conflicts are inevitable for any society, but constructive resolution of conflict is integral to maintain the social order. Constructive conflict resolution is not a mere technical job. Particularly in a country like India, judges cannot blindly apply the rules, procedures and statutes. After all, conflicts have a human face. We are constantly aware about our duty to render justice not merely procedural but also substantial. Before rendering any decision, the judges have to weigh several socio-economic factors and the impact of their decisions on the society. I firmly believe that the judiciary should never be viewed as a mere enforcer of law. It is an engine of social integration. Judging is not an easy task. Judges should be aware of social realities. We have to carefully watch the changing social needs and expectations. The world is moving very fast. We are witnessing this change in every sphere of our life. From 5-day test match, we have moved to 2020 format. We prefer short duration entertainment over 3 hours long movie. From filter coffee, we have moved on to instant coffee. In this era of instant noodles, people expect instant justice, but they do not realize that real justice will be a casualty. We strive for instant justice. We judges have to sharpen our ideas and perceptions. We need to expand our knowledge base and adopt technology as enabler. There cannot be a gap between the mind of a judge and the needs of the society. Ultimately, we are entrusted with the duty to deliver justice to all. We must always remember the essence of Tirukkural 541, and I quote, "Varundu kannadado iruvai purundu yarumattam therinde sevade murai." If any pronunciation is wrong, it goes to Rama Subramaniam. Because he always pulls my leg. Investigating intensely, leading fairly, without unduly favoring anyone, analyzing and acting constitute justice. This is the loosely translated version. The people of this country look up to the judiciary in times of distress. They firmly believe that their rights will be protected by the courts. It is necessary to contemplate how to improve the functioning of the judiciary, how to reach out the people and fulfill their justice needs. This is precisely I have been a strong proponent of Indianization of the justice delivery system. By Indianization, I mean molding the Indian judicial system for the benefits of Indian populace. It is a multi-dimensional concept. It calls for inclusivity, providing access to people to participate in the proceedings, removal of language barrier, reforms in practice and procedure, development of infrastructure, filling up of vacancies, augmenting the strength of the judiciary, and so on. I don't know how the Honorable Chief Minister came to know about my speech in advance what that I am going to say. Infrastructure development forms one of the core ideas which is the expanding economy and growth in population. The number of litigation is rising alarmingly, but there is a severe gap between the existing infrastructure and the projected justice needs of the people. Moreover, the existing infrastructure is so far being inclusive for all. Ever since I have assumed this office, strengthening the judicial infrastructure both in terms of manpower and physical infrastructure has been on the top of my priorities. My career involved practicing from the magistrate court to the Supreme Court. I am deeply aware about the problem being faced by the judges, advocates and the litigants. Court functioning is greatly inhibited due to lack of infrastructure, both physically and personal. While as certain states, including Tamil Nadu, have been actively working to augment their judicial infrastructure, and I wholeheartedly welcome the measures which the Honorable Chief Minister now announced. I thank him for taking all the steps which he has taken up. I am also very happy that he is taking several welfare measures to protect the advocates community. Thank you, Mr. Chief Minister. Several states are their need for immediate action. This is the reason why I am championing judicial infrastructure authorities both at national and state levels, which will implement the National Court Development Project. I have already sent a comprehensive proposal in this regard to the Government of India, which is pending with the Government of India. Another correlated issue is that the filling of judicial vacancies, as well as increasing the sanction strength of judges. This is necessary to reduce the caseload for judge and improve the judge to population ratio. It is my duty to bring to the notice of the public about the present condition of the judges' vacancies. As on today, out of 1104 sanctioned posts of the High Court judges across the country, there are 388 vacancies. From day one, it has been my endeavor to fill judicial vacancies. In fact, my very first communication to the Chief Justices of the High Court was to request them to expedite the process of recommending names for elevation. Due to collective efforts at all levels, we could make considerable progress in the filling of the judicial vacancies. After I assumed office, we made 180 recommendations so far for appointment in the High Courts. Out of this, 126 appointments were made. 54 proposals are awaiting for approval before the government. The government has received nearly 100 proposals from various high courts, which is yet to be transmitted to the Supreme Court. I am hoping that the high courts will expedite the process of sending the proposals to fill the remaining 212 vacancies. Another issue I want to discuss is that of the language used in the courts. The common citizen of this country cannot relate to the practices, procedures and language of our courts. Our efforts should be connected in making the general population an active part of the justice delivery process. The parties must understand the ongoing process and development of the case. It should not be like chanting mantras in a wedding, which most of us do not understand. From time to time, there have been demands from various regions to allow the use of local language in the proceedings before the High Courts as provided for under Article 348 of the Constitution. A lot of debate has taken place on this subject. There are certain barriers that have prevented local languages being adopted in the proceedings before the High Courts. I am sure within innovation of the science and technology, the advancements such as artificial intelligence, some of the issues associated with the introduction of languages in high courts may be solved in the near future. The practice of law before constitutional courts should be based on one's intelligence and understanding of law and not mere proficiency in language. It is time for some decisions to be taken on this issue after assessment of the pros and cons. Inclusivity is one of the most important dimensions of unionization. Any profession having representation from all classes and sections will be beneficial to all. I have been a strong proponent of higher representation of women at all levels of the legal profession. Speaking of women particularly, we need women from all classes and all sections to find a place within the judicial system. As Mahakavi Bharati said more than a century back, and I quote, Anum pennum nigarana kolladal arivilongi yavayam talaikkumam. That means the world will prosper in knowledge and intellect if both men and women are deemed equal. Inclusivity does not stop only representation of women. The social and geographical diversity of the nation must find reflection in all levels of the judiciary. With the widest possible representation, people get to feel that it is their own judiciary. Everyone has a voice in the system, that is, and they form a substantial part of it. In fact, we are awaiting a day where persons' gender, orientation, birth or identity would not act as a barrier. For example, a judge from a rural background is better placed to appreciate issues concerning the rural population. A judge from a particular region understands the issues of that area better. A judge from marginalized section understands the issues of marginalized better. Another aspect of inclusivity relates to the geographical barriers faced by both litigants and lawyers while appearing before the constitutional courts. A member of this bar, senior advocate and parliament member, Sri Wilson, was introduced a private member's bill to enable setting up of regional benches of the Supreme Court. I am not aware if the Government of India has expressed its view on this subject, but in the same spirit of accessibility, I have, in consultation with my brother and sister judges in the Supreme Court, continued the online hearing of miscellaneous days which we had started during the pandemic. On non-miscellaneous days, advocates can still seek the permission of the court to appear online. This is enabled advocates from all over country to continue their practice before Supreme Court. I hope this practice will continue and strengthen in the future also. Now, majority of the advocates across the country, they are appearing online and arguing their own cases. The Bar Council of India and state bar associations have taken several steps to eliminate conditions of the lawyers during the pandemic. Now the Chief Minister has announced and distributed some checks also. Soon after taking over of Chief Justice of India, I had also taken up this and a host of other issues with the Honorable Law Minister. I appreciate the efforts of Tamil Nadu government for extending a helping hand for the cause of lawyers. I would like to compliment the Chief Minister who is working hard for the bright future of the state. Chief Justice Bandari informs me the Chief Minister and the government are extremely cooperative in this effort to strengthen the judiciary. Now coming back to my friend Justice Ramasubramaniam. Justice Ramasubramaniam, he is, even though he claims a Tamilian, I think he is a Muru Telugu man. You all witnessed his knowledge about Telugu is more than me. And so here afterwards I will call him a Telugu man, not a Tamilian. And is an excellent person, very intelligent, and his contribution as a judge, I know from the days of his working in Andhra, the combined Andhra Pradesh High Court and thereafter in the Supreme Court, one of my best well-wisher and good friend. And I am happy today he is sharing a dais with me. Similarly, my younger brother, Justice Sundaresh, just started his new avatar in Supreme Court. I had a lot of hopes and expectations, brother, and you have to keep up the flag of the Indian judiciary very high in the future. I wish you all success. I would like again to congratulate the Dynamic Chief Justice of Madras High Court. I am sure with your energy and dedication, you will be able to take this historic High Court to new heights. I am honored to have unveiled series of infrastructure projects of Tamil Nadu judiciary today. I thank all the brother and sister judges organizing this event. Before I end, I must extend my heartfelt gratitude to the members of Madras Bar, who are one of those who had the rare honor of being visited by Mahatma Gandhi during his freedom struggle. It is a testimony to your contribution to the freedom struggle. You have always stood by me, by my side, when the time needs. You have been my strong pillars of support. I thank you very much, everyone. Nandra Vanakkam.
I thank you, sir. Thiru S. Prabhakaran, Senior Counsel and Vice Chairman, Bar Council of India, is a dynamic and efficient leader of the bar. He has been the voice of the South and the North for decades. I now invite him to deliver the vote of thanks.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, N.E. Ramana Garu, the Honorable Chief Minister, Sri M.K. Stalin, the Honorable Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India, the Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Sri Justice Munishwar Nath Bandari, respected Law Minister Mr. S. Raghupati, respected Advocate General Mr. R. Shanmugha Sundaram, Chairman of the Bar Council Mr. Amal Raj, the companion judges of this great Chartered High Court, the retired judges of this Chartered High Court, the former Chief Justice Mr. P. Sadasivanji, the former Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir and Pal Vasanta Kumarji, and respected ladies and gentlemen. A big event means a bigger challenge for the person who is chosen to deliver the vote of thanks. It's all moral. So when most of the shining stars of our country share the stage, how can mere words express gratitude to these twin towers of the constitutional powers? Yet, I shall make an attempt. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of India is a people jurist. Our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is the People's Chief Minister. The Honorable Chief Justice of India is a millennial judge, not only because he became a judge in the year 2000, but also because judge like him is found in the millennium. I express my deepest and most sincere gratitude for your lordships taking time out of your packed schedule and consenting to attend this function upon our invitation. I must place on record that the Honorable Chief Justice cancelled other programs, invitations to be here with us today. I feel I will be doing the great disservice if I just thank your lordships for your presence at today's function. I must also express my gratitude for your leadership, the judicial institution from the time to you look as a Chief Justice. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, your lordships have shown firm commitment to fill up the judicial vacancies in tribunals in all other areas. My Lord, your lordships want words. People's faith in the judiciary is the biggest strength of the democracy. I thank you, my Lord. Similarly, our Honorable Chief Minister is a new age political leader who is standing tall among his peers of his unique brand, inclusive governance, and the social as well as the economic development. Though he does not look it, the Honorable Chief Minister is a 69-year-old with 55 years of devoted public service behind him. The Honorable Chief Minister is an example of sheer hard work and merit. Though son of a former 5-term Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, he started at the very bottom of the political structure and has grown step by step. He has been MLA multiple times and Chennai City directly first time elected mayor and architect Singara Chennai, Minister of Local Administration, as well as the Deputy Chief Minister before being elected Chief Minister in May the last year. And I also express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister, the government prioritizing the government of the Department Development of Judicial Infrastructure and allocating the funds for the same. a strong and independent judicial institution is essential to the development of the state. My dear ladies and gentlemen, amidst two of us for the most jambawans of the legal profession this morning, there are the Honorable Justice V. Ramasubramaniam and Honorable Justice M.M. Sundaresh, and Honorable Justice Ramasubramaniam is rightly addressed as a scholar judge in the judicial circles because of his sagacious approach to complex legal issues and his wit even in the pressure the situations. He is easily one of the most popular and most loved jurists in this part of the nation. In fact, the Honorable Justice Ramasubramaniam is more popular in Andhra as well as the Telangana High Court than in the Madras High Court. He has endeared himself to lawyer there much. So due to his work during the bifurcation of the High Court, we thank you, my Lord, having made it to the functions, sir, despite your hectic schedule and personal commitments. The Honorable Justice M.M. Sundaresh is known to the legal fraternity like a caring brother who never flinches or loses that smile of his face while hearing the deciding the cases. Your Lordship's present Devotional is now winning hearts in the high courts of the nation as well. Your Lordship is now sharing the benches, hearing important cases in the apex court, so your Lordship's schedule must be extremely busy, but you readily agreed to part in this function. I thank you, my Lord, on behalf of the entire people of Tamil Nadu and the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry is concerned. I take this opportunity. I thank also our Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Honorable Justice Munishwarnath Bandari, a dynamic bar and friendly chief, without whom this function would not be possible if Lordship has led the efforts to organize this function like a true commander in battle. From the front, we are readily accepting the suggestions to chairing the meetings personally to ensure every detail is perfect. His Lordship's contribution to the function cannot be overstated. I thank all the honorable judges of the Administrative Committee, Building Committee, Subordinate Judiciary Committee of this Chartered High Court and Special Committee for organizing this evening function, particularly the Honorable Justice M. Duraiswamy, Honorable Mr. Justice T. Raja, Honorable Justice V. Bharatidasan, Honorable Justice Mr. R. Suresh Kumar, Honorable Mr. Justice M. Dandapani, Honorable Justice P.D. Adikesulu, Honorable Miss Justice P.T. Asha for their constant and tireless work in organizing this function. I must say, for the past 2 to 3 weeks, all these honorable judges of this committee have devoted their entire evenings to ensure in this function. I thank all the honorable judges and present and past who are with us today for your unstinting support. I thank all the respected bureaucrats, the government of Tamil Nadu, who have worked tirelessly to clear the projects inaugurated today despite the short notice given to them. I thank the Chief Secretary, Mr. Ivayanbu, the Home Secretary, Mr. 3 S.K. Prabhakar, the Finance Secretary, 3 N. Muruganandam, PWD Secretary, the Dayananda Kataria, and the Revenue Secretary, 3 Kumar Jayant, and the Law Secretary, 3 B. Karthikeyan. I also thank the Secretaries, Honorable Chief Minister, 3 T. Uday Chandran, P. Umanath, M. S. Shanmugam, and Anu George, and Private Secretary, Mr. Dinesh, who have been instrumental in coordinating with various departments. I thank all the officials of Tamil Nadu Police Department for the rendering the effective assistance. I thank the Shailendra Babu, the Director General of Police, and the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Shankar Jaiswal. I thank other police officials, those who are all with us, and with the able and the guidance they have given. And then now I express my thanks to. I thank all my brothers and sisters in the press media, in the electronic media, and paying to cover these functions live, as well as my print media at this juncture. I must express sincere thanks to my friend Mr. Wilson, the senior advocate member of Parliament, who has taken a great pain to coordinate the organizations of this function with us. Though the many obstacles came internally and externally with his able assistant, we are able to overcome the same. Thank you, Mr. Wilson G. I thank the Chairman of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. I thank the Mr. P.S. Vice Chairman, Mr. Velu Karthikeyan, and thank all the co-chairmen and members of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu for organizing this grand event. Last but not least, I thank the Registrar General, all the registrars and staff of the High Court and the Bar Councils, and our the comparing for today's evening, Mr. Kavita Rameshwar and Mr. Richard Wilson. They are able to effectively, they have done their job. I also express my sincere gratitude to each and every member of the audience for joining us today. Your presence and participations made this event more special. I hope that in the days to come, we will work together to strengthen the judiciary and achieving the constitutional goals. Thank you. Thank you. Good day for everyone.
Thank you, sir. With this, we have come to the end of the function. Let us all stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय गे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा दव शुभ नामे जाहे दव शुभ आशीष माहे काहे दव जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
We'll request the members of the audience to kindly be seated till the honorable dignitaries exit the premises. I request all the members of the audience to kindly be seated till the honorable dignitaries exit the venue. Thank you.